wrapped up in my sleeping bag, looking out the window at Aaron's house as the sun is beginning to creep over the horizon. And the trees are silhouetted black against the emerging blue sky with the fading stars up in the sky. And I think to myself how much I hate Aaron because he's got it fucking made with this fantastic house of his, this nice little piece of property tucked away out in the backwoods of South Dakota. God, I fucking hate him. I hope he dies. I hope he dies of syphilis. You piece of shit.
Let me tell you about the Great One. Ancient history with Cappy and the Great One. Let's go back to younger days, happier days, when on my way out west to avoid Minnesota winters, when I'd go and couch surf, which actually was a fucking spectacular. I might go down as my happiest days in life. It's just driving around the South and avoiding winter and crashing on everybody else's couch. To get to the Southwest, you more or less have to go through Denver. Denver is the gateway. You can make it over the hump on Highway 70. You have to look it up. Or you could drive south on 25 down to Albuquerque, hang a right, make your way. You're in Arizona. You're in Nevada, Las Vegas, whatever. So in the good times, when I was young and happy, I would stop at Fort Collins. I'd spend a week sometimes with the Gray One. And you know what it was like hanging out with the Great One? It was great because he only worked about 20 hours a week, maybe 30. He'd go do his thing. I'd wander around Fort Collins. Then we go for a hike. Then we go get food. Then I'd get drunk. And he had to work because he had to be there for 4 hours at least someday. Good times, good times. Then I come back. Hey, can I crash? Yeah, sure. We do podcasts together. He had these old newspaper clippings, like 20 years old, because that's how long he was in Fort Collins, where we would just save the newspapers from the from the Colorado Collegian, which was the university. There's a University of Colorado campus there. And the socialist fucking idiots of today are the same ones of yesterday, 20 years ago. And we'd say, where are the Marxist socialist whiner complainers who wrote an article like, 2004? It's kind of cool. He grabbed a 2004 article like, let's look this person up. And of course, they're losers because you're journalists and you're lazy. We'd have a good old time, brew pubs. He'd drink beer. I'd drink Rumplements. Maybe go into Denver, get a cigar. They were the good times, the happy days, the days I'm fond of. He was always there, willing to hang out. And then I ended up saying, wow, the only purpose in life to be is as close to Great One as possible. So I went from Minneapolis to Rapid City, South Dakota. And then the disease hit. In Great One, who was very good with his money, he didn't care if the disease hit or not. He was going to go have fun no matter what. What, more time for him to play video games and go hiking and relax and enjoy life? Okay. And he got laid off by his 3 different employers because in Colorado, they all have to shut down because you believed in boomer science. Boomer science. So 2 of the 3 employers did not come back. They filed for bankruptcy. And the Great One's like, I got to find a job. And this was still when the disease was going on. I said, well, my house is built. I'm not there during winter. Do you want to just go and house sit up in Rapid City, Hermosa, and watch over my house and maybe you find a job up there? He says, yeah. So he goes up there. I think he was on a month-to-month lease. I welcome him into my home. My home. Let's check, make sure the audio is doing good. Good. Just want to make sure. And he ended up finding a job. Same field. And by the time I got back for summer, he was fully employed. Full time. I think there was a whopping 2-week probation period. See, because, American workers, who dang? Do I get $100,000 now? I have a degree in political science. I used to work for the Colorado Collegian. I wrote articles about how capitalists like you are dirty pigs. Give me money. So they found out he could show up on time and do his job right. And if luck would have it, it's a great employer. And he was quickly promoted to the number 2 guy. Now, he went from marginally employed, low-rank blue-collar laborer to practically vice president of the company. Big time fancy, several income tax brackets ahead of me. Probably lives in Carriage Hills. If you know, look it up. That's the rich part. If there's a rich part of Rapid City, it's Carriage Hills. He's up there on that hill where they got carriages, apparently, looking down at us commoners. But what I liked about the Great One is he would still occasionally hang out with me. He would still come down off the mountain, come hang out with us commoners. But no joke, I think I saw him more in Denver than I did here because he is that busy. And he is that ranked within his employer. So I would call him, Great One, you want to go hiking? No, busy. Corporate executive, very high-end meetings, lots of meetings, flying, private jets here and there, big decision-making. What's your name? Oh, yeah, Aaron Clarney. I remember you. You have a show or something, don't you? You have superior taste to James Bond movies than I do, but everyone does because I have absolute garbage taste in James Bond. I remember, yeah, let's go hiking once a year. And so I get excited. I can go, oh my God, I can go hiking with the Great One. He said yes. And then Chad comes over, Chad Elkins. Oh, the Great One came out. Very, very charitable on the part of the Great One to come hang out with the Chad Elkins. And he came out and just drank a shit ton of beer. That's all you want to know what the Great One and Chad do when they're in South Dakota? They just go to brew pubs. That's it. You just go to brew pubs. What? Mount Rushmore? Fuck it. No, a new brew pub we haven't tried. Let's try this. Donkey shit beer. Oh, look at that. So this past week, I had some friends over for poker. And I spoke unto the Great One. I said, Great One, do you want to come out and play poker with me and the guys? He says, I might be able to do it. I might be able to do that. And he didn't. Several days go by. I didn't think he's a busy man. He's a very busy man. He's just better people than you and I are. He's been ascended. Basically, God came to Enoch. I think it was Enoch. Says, you come up here now early. Yes, God. He's a saint. Sits right next to Jesus. Like he's the fourth in the Trinity or the quadrupleness. There's God, Jesus, Holy Ghost, and then the Great One. Oh my God. You are young, aren't you? Okay, never mind. Oh. So I didn't think he producing tons of GDP. One must not question the Great One. Where are you? Why don't you show up? He's got more important things to do than hang out with his schlub of a friend, Cappy. So I go hiking today, and it's out of range of radio talk. So it's been a while since I've listened to a podcast of the Great One. So I download 2 podcasts. I'm listening to it. And he's talking about, he doesn't talk about work. Work is so consuming. He wants to have a break. So when he's talking on his podcast, it's anything but work. And he talks about how on his day off, which I think is the day we had poker, he couldn't be bothered to go and play poker with his buddies, lifelong buddies. No, he read the autobiography of Debbie Gibson, and thank God you're all sitting down. Can you believe it was absolute female girl boss power horse shit? I listened to an hour of him complaining about reading the Debbie Gibson autobiography about how bad it was. And then I realized something. He'd rather read a horseshit autobiography about an 80s singer, if you want to, probably the 80s, her and Madonna, or she was very big back then, I remember. Wait, Plains, what do you mean you think? How old are you? Aren't you a little younger than, you're not that, you must have been around when Debbie Gibson was around. He'd rather read a horrible autobiography from what is a now 51-year-old woman, and he read the intro, it's pretty bad, then hang out with me. And then I realized something. I rank so lowly, so poorly in his life, he'd rather read Debbie Gibson's book than hang out with his old chum Clary. That's how low, that's how far she broke us up, man. I can't even beat that. An autobiography by Debbie Gibson. He'd rather stay at home and read the autobiography of Debbie Gibson than hang out with his buddy Cappy. Ouch, man. I've been alpha widowed by Debbie Gibson. I was walking and he's got different wacky topics he talks about. The Debbie Gibson thing, I'm like looking at when it records, because it tells you the date it was recorded. I said, we had poker that day. You were reading fucking Debbie Gibson? It's over. Look, say you don't want to hang out with me no more without saying you don't want to we have no friends. You and I, just break up with me now. But like a woman, he does it backhandedly. He doesn't call, Cappy, I hate you. You're too short. I've grown bigger than you. I don't even remember your last name or who you are. I'm in the top echelon elite of West Side, South Dakota. I'd rather read a Debbie Gibson autobiography than hang out with your lazy ass. It just hurts. It hurts a little bit. It's all right. I'm a libertarian like him. He has the right. He has agency. He can do what he wants. He can read all the old 50-something girly pop stars of the 80s autobiographies. I guess we'll always have Fort Collins. I guess I'll remember. I choose to remember the happy days. when Cappy and Great One were poor and could hang out. Yeah, got alpha widowed. You're right, Plains. Yep. No, the Great One, he's a podcaster who's actually been podcasting for quite some time. I have it linked below. If he is so magnanimous to continue podcasting for you commoners, you should tune into his podcast at sinlibsoc.com, Cynical Libertarian Society. I linked to it below. Just so you know, he only likes white straight men. I don't mean sexually. I mean, that's the only people he approves of. So prepare for some harsh language and some racial epithets, colorful words. And then a review of Debbie Gibson's autobiography, apparently. All right, Debbie Gibson was this big female singer, incredibly talented. I think she started in her teens. I can't name one song, but if I heard, I'm like, oh yeah, that was very popular for a year. That was very popular for 2 years. I guarantee you've heard some of her songs. And I looked her up because I had to get an image. And when she was younger, yeah, she's a cute girl. Looked like Blossom. But now it's like, yeah, she ain't a bad looking gal for 51. For a gal my age, like, how you doing? All right. Hat and clogs, $5. I would like to go hike with Kepi, but he said I was too poor. No one said that. No, that was not said. Chad, on the other hand, sees me as a human. A neat weeb might go outside maybe for a hike. If I'm in Tucson, Hat, I'll go hiking with you. I love Sabino Canyon. It's one of my favorite hikes. I just don't make it to Tucson all that much. I don't make it to Phoenix that much either. Man, Arizona is one of those states you need at least a month of hardcore hiking every day to get all the hikes. But yeah, you know what? I got to go down there and do the Paulden combat rifle school. I got to go down there and do that. I'll swing down, Hat. I'll come on down to Tucson. I'll go into Phoenix, visit my friends at night because traffic has just become intolerable down there. There you guys go. And don't listen to Great One on anything that has anything to do with James Bond. Him and TJ Martinell they're just horrible judges of James Bond movies. We'll see you guys later. Toodles.